Mom! Pressure canning meatloaf. What? That sounds crazy, right? It can be done. So rather than spending a ton of time making something like this fresh out of the oven, what about if I tell you you can save time and money by preparing the meatloaf that you're making for dinner, but while you're at it, make a little extra, stick it in a jar. It's going to be on your shelf, stable, ready to eat for years to come. Not only are you going to save time and money, but you get a backup plan in case you need it. So let's just get to it. Just like all canning recipes, you're going to start with clean jars. Pack the meat in fairly tightly, leaving an inch of headspace that's just below where the band starts, sealing down on the jar. With all ground beef, I poke a hole in the center. If it doesn't have seasoning with salt, I add salt. And then I push my finger down the center. When I add that water, that liquid will go to the center and keep it from spilling out the top of the lid and preventing a tight seal on my jar. So that is something I always try to do when I have a ground meat of any kind. All right, so it has finished pressurizing. It's been cooking for 90 minutes in your pressure canner. It's come out and everything is ready to go. The lid has popped and we literally have meatloaf in a jar. It's super hot, so I want you to be careful, but I'll show it to you. Look at that. That's meatloaf. In a jar. Told you there's a lot of liquid that comes on its own, so that's why we leave space. And don't worry about any that's on top here that it's not covered. It's gonna be just fine. Literally, all you have to do is remove this ring and lid, heat it in your microwave if you want, or just go ahead and put it in a pan and put your sauces on top, throw it under the broiler for like a minute or two. No one will know that you didn't make this that day, that it could have been made a year ago. It will taste and be like you just made it. So save yourself the time and do some extra ahead and throw it in a jar.